Oh, hey, how's it going? My name is Art. Welcome back to another video. I'm not doing so hot today because this week, which is right before, as I'm filming this, is right before Memorial Day weekend, and for over better part of the week we had 70 to 80 degree weather, which was nice. Enjoying it. Yesterday, when I went to sleep, it was like 70-ish, and it was nice and warm. Went to bed around about 11 o'clock, and then by 1 in the morning, it was 50 degrees. Woke me up like that. In the better part of the day, I had sniffles, nose congestion, everything. I still do, but that's why I feel kind of weird. But I picked up some. I didn't pick up. I still have a couple movies. You know, tell you the truth, I have about 400 DVDs / Blu-rays. Some of them, a good majority of them, are in my basement downstairs. Some of my Blu-rays and some of my DVDs are in my storage room. Some of them underneath the bed. So, you know, I've been pulling out some stuff that I haven't seen in a while. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about 3 movies. It's a trilogy. So this might be a little bit longer video instead of making 3 separate videos. Now, if it seems like I'm going to take a lot of time, I will break this up into 3 videos. I want to talk about a movie that I loved when I grew up. And then they made 2 sequels that kind of sucked. Have you heard of Sam Raimi? That name should sound familiar to you. Okay. Have you heard the Journey of Hercules TV show with Kevin Sorbo? Oh, you haven't? How about Xena, Warrior Princess? I know you've heard of that. Sam Raimi was the brainchild behind all that. Before he did all that, he made a movie. And that movie was called Darkman. His first video movie of Darkman was released around about the same space of time where Batman, Michael Keaton's version, came out. Now, this is not technically a ripoff of Batman, but it's somewhat eerily similar. Now, the first movie stars Liam Neeson. You heard of him, right? You know the guy from Taken? I know where you are. I could find you. You know, that guy. This is one of his first films. He played Darkman in the first film. Not the sequels. The first film. So, in a nutshell, the first film starts off, the premise is, he's a scientist trying to build liquid skin. Now these days, I'm pretty sure you heard of those realistic masks that you can wear. Now back in the late 80s, early 90s, this is when that Darkman movie first came out. Like I want to say 89 to 91-ish. Something like that. I can't remember. Actually, tell you the truth, you know what? Let's be accurate here. Not Darman, Darkman. 1990. First movie came out in 1990. The second one came out in 95, and the other one came out in 96. Also, in the first one, Larry Drake, his big role was Benny in L.A. Law. So if you haven't seen L.A. Law, that's where he's from. Liam Neeson, we all know who he's from. Of course, nowadays he's like a big, somewhat action star-ish. His movies are really good now. This is one of his first films. He's a scientist making a realistic skin for, to make skin. But what happens for some reason in the dark, the liquid skin works perfectly, but in the sunlight, it only lasts like 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, it boils down and melts. He has a girlfriend. His girlfriend's a lawyer or something like that. They have a nice loving relationship. He wants to get married to her. She's like, no, maybe not so much right now. Then she decides to go to work. She meets up with this sleazy developer. Finds out that his company is buying up all these properties. Just, and he's doing it. He's using bribes and stuff. He's doing illegal practices to build this mega city kind of thing. Something that any kind of movie kind of like that would do. He basically asked her to give him the stuff, and everything's cool. She said no, it's not with me, and she leaves. So what happens is he calls his buddy, who's a gangster, crime lord kind of thing, to go over there and get the paperwork. They come in like gangbusters, beat the shit out of him and his assistant, finds the paperwork and blows up the lab. He's horribly burnt. Wakes up in the hospital. He just snaps and breaks out and runs away. And the problem is Darkman, he has this little power, adrenaline surge. See, one thing is his nerve endings are damaged, so he doesn't feel any pain. And the adrenaline surge happens, which adrenaline makes you. He becomes stronger and more physically fit, even though he's burnt up to a crisp. So his idea is to trying to make himself better, so that way he can get his girl back. In the midst of all that, he stumbles up, wants revenge, starts stalking all the people, start stalking the gang. Uses scientific knowledge, make masks and stuff like that, like special effects kind of thing. Frames all these people just to get rid of them and kill them and stuff like that. He kills them all. It's a revenge story. Okay. He gets hunted by the crime bosses, and then he goes to the developer, top of one of his building skyscrapers. They fight. Action scene. Dies. He decides his girlfriend is like, "Oh, please stay." And he's like, "No, I'm damaged. I don't know who I am anymore," and runs off. And the last scene shows a young Bruce Campbell. You know who Bruce Campbell is. I'm pretty sure one of the greatest B actors of today. He's been in a lot of B movies and TV shows. I remember seeing him in the TV show from Fox called West Coast Adventure of Briscoe County Jr. or something like that. He did a guest spot in Hercules and Xena. They're all there. Even the Spider-Man movies. Oh, that's right. I forgot Sam Raimi directed the first 3 Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. So you know what that kind of stuff is. Alright. Darkman number 2. The Return of Durant. This guy, Arnold Vosloo, I forgot who he's wearing. He was supposed to be a promising hot actor at the time. He starred in number 2 and number 3 of the movies. The Return of Durant, basically, Durant, the crime boss, comes back. He was in a coma. He comes back, reclaims his territory. They cross paths again because Durant's group was doing the same kind of thing, trying to take people's property so they could build weapons. Sam Raimi was not involved in this. He was like an executive director, but kind of thing like that. Yeah, you can take my maker some more. I think it was made for Sci-Fi Channel. I think so, because this is like something that Sci-Fi Channel would show. Back in the day when the early 90s, Sci-Fi Channel was an awesome channel. And they were very unique. got unique stories and everything else in the movies. And then like mid '90s to the 2000 mid '90s, mid to late '90s, they were just investing in like knockoff style science fiction videos. If you was around during that time, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, Sci-Fi Today channel today is totally different than what it was back when it first started in the '90s. But anyway, this one guy who solved his problem with the 90-minute limit of the mask, the liquid skin. Durant kills him to buy his property, goes after the guy's sister, and then of course Darkman comes in the middle. He's like, oh shit, gotta get in the middle of this, and big fight, everything, kills off Durant and all that. Yay. Kind of a letdown. Then number 3. Then they had to make a number 3. Die, Darkman, die. He's still trying to make a mask, so he's still trying to make some masks as usual. Got some new setup. Next thing you know, crime boss wants to make this super steroid. To make his thugs more powerful, so he could take over the city. Scientists that helping him, she has plans of selling that drug off to higher bidders so she can do all sorts of stuff. They're in cahoots. Capture Sucker's Darkman. Hey, yeah. Wow. To do their bidding. She takes his blood to make this adrenal steroids. You can see where this is going. I'm pretty sure you can see where this is going, because Darkman's going to have to fight these steroid up motherfuckers. That's right, I said motherfuckers. Because this movie was like the worst of all 3 of them. Number 3, Darkman Die, was the worst of all 3 of them. And I'm so glad they took a great unique concept and just shitted all over it just to make a movie. In the midst of all that, he tries to rescue the gang's bossman daughter and the wife. My gosh, where would this kind of nonsense stop? And end of the day, the daughter gets damaged. Gas just basically burns up her damn face, and he created this liquid skin that could fix this problem, so he uses his only sample to fix the girl's face, and he goes away. The end. Yes, that's not a very good example of these movies, because the movies, here's the funny thing is, Darkman, the first Darkman, was a very good B style science fiction movie. You know, like for example, Star Wars will come out with a movie and then they have War of the Stars, or Star Wars will come out and Battlestar Galactica will come out. You know what I'm saying? Even though Battlestar Galactica was a good show, but it wasn't like Star Wars. Buck Rogers was a good show, but it wasn't like Star Wars, stuff like that. But anyway, I bought this for like $10 way back, about 10 plus years ago. And what happened was, when I first watched this, I felt like a younger dude again, watching this for the first time. I was like early 20s. Darkman, like, yeah, Darkman. Because he kind of went away. He kind of looked like Darkwing Duck a little bit. Just saying. Just saying. Because the Darkwing Duck had the long overcoat. He has his long overcoat and all this other stuff. And then what happens, they made 2 crappy sequels that they just had to do it. And I'm like, yeah. So here's the thing. Bottom line, would you like this movie? If the only thing you've seen was like the Marvel or DC movies, you would not like this movie whatsoever. If you're adventurous, you might want to see this movie. Might. If it's on Netflix or Amazon, you have no problems. If you have to buy this like I did, I will buy it for $5 nowadays. This is DVD. If unless the Blu-ray is like $10, I wouldn't buy it. But hey, that's how it is. So, if you've seen this movie before, any of these movies before, let me know down below if you saw it and what you thought of it. Is it a poor Batman's ripoff? Probably. That's what I used to call it, poor Batman's ripoff. But the first one was first one was really cool in my opinion. The second and third one, I'm like, I'm hideous. Let me know down below. Let me know what you think about this. If you saw this movie, let me know what you think. If you're interested in watching it, and if you can't find it and you have to buy it, make sure you don't spend too much money for this. I'm telling you, don't spend a lot of money on this movie. I mean, $10 to $15 for the movie set, yeah, I would say that was a decent deal. That's what I paid for it. If someone tries to sell you $30 for all 3 movies, no, tell them to go. Tell them to go whack themselves. But anyway, well, that's enough for today. I didn't really feel like explaining all this movie to you because that'll be like an hour plus, and I don't want to spend an hour plus on 2 crappy movies and 1 super decent, mediocre movie, in my opinion. Now, this is all my personal opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. My opinion is my opinion. And I would like for you to I would like for you to. I did that on purpose, okay? I don't know why I felt like doing that on purpose. I don't know. I would like for you to just say, hey, if you saw it, let me know down below what you thought about that. And with that being said, like this video, like it, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube goodness things. And I'll be back with another video. My goal for the summer is to have 1 video review, movie review a week. That's my goal. So that means I have to own the DVD. If I'm not going to talk about it if I don't own the DVD. If I don't own the DVD, I'm not going to talk about it because I kind of want to show you the representation. If it's a movie on I know there's some movies on Netflix and stuff like that, and I don't have Amazon Prime, so I really don't want to talk about stuff like that because I want a physical copy where I could say, or love this movie. But anyway, remote's okay. All right. With that being said, thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon, if not later.